today we're doing a little something different. I'm over at one of my friends' home. She has a purple passion fruit that she purchased a while ago in that little pot right there that actually grew through the pot. The roots went into the ground and it started its journey on vining. The problem is this tree you see behind me here, the majority of it is on the other side of this fence. And what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to build a trellis that's going to bring the majority of the vine over onto her property so that way she can enjoy the fruit that it bears. We're also going to remove the pot from around this plant and build up more like a mound for it to continue to grow in, because we have to definitely get it out of the pot so we can actually survive. So there's already a fruit on the tree right now, and the trellis that I'm going to be building is an independent trellis that's going to be going across the front of this fence with cow panel on top, so that way we can get the passion fruit to grow across it, so that way the majority of it stays on her property. So we're going to get this thing done regardless of what happens. So that little pot is going to be gone when we're done. We're going to build a border around it, and we're going to get some materials to build a real trellis so it can survive. All right, so see you in a bit. All right guys, so we have everything we need to get this job done. So first, I'm going to trim some of this tree back to release some of the passion fruit vines. Then we're going to be building a trellis along this fence line, so that way the passion fruit has a new path to go to, which is in her yard. So that's what we're going to do right now. Now, got my little cloth here. Safety first. Let's get it done. All right, just hold it nice and steady.
So this is the purple passion fruit that I was referring to that I noticed with my parents. So I was just like, oh my God, it's bearing fruit. So now that we know it's bearing fruit, it's called a purple passion. It's gonna turn completely purple, and that's where it gets its name.
All right, so guys, we got about 90% of the passion fruit vine freed up. So we're going to get it on a trellis instead, so that way she can grow it here instead of it growing on the other side of this nature preserve. So we got as much as we possibly could. Now comes the hard work. So first thing, let me get the passion fruit vine in a position where no matter what we're doing, none of it gets damaged. Okay, so we got it out of the way. Now we're gonna build a trellis, and then we're just gonna drape it above the trellis and just let it continue to grow. We're gonna set these stakes up. We have a cow panel that we're going to be using for above it, and then we're going to be putting stakes at the front of them and also spacing them out in a stagger fashion to help distribute the weight evenly on the posts themselves. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out the panel kind of to where it's going to be, and then start kind of marking the areas where we're going to put the posts in. Hey, if you've been enjoying the videos or picking up tips on growing your own food or living sustainably, consider buying me a cup of coffee. It's a simple way of showing your support to the channel, and it also helps keep the content growing, literally. Just hit the link in the description. Thanks a bunch. Okay. So this is going to be our nitrogen feed when we break it down for this passion fruit. So you can, you have to repurpose things, because it makes it a lot easier, especially when you're talking about trying to feed things. All right, we got our first two posts in. Let's venture on to the other side. All right, guys, so we got the posts on the outer edges up there and back here. and I kind of secured it on here, and I'm gonna be putting some staggered posts to kind of level it out, and then from there we should be good to go. So we're at the tail end of this structure build. We got the post set out, we got the trellis on top, then we're gonna have the passion fruit vine in either directions. So right now we're putting the last of the fasteners on this trellis to make sure it stays nice and steady, whether it's rain or shine or hurricane or whatever. First, I made sure I drove these stakes at least a foot into the ground, so they're definitely holding on. And with these fasteners that are being wrapped around from the front and from the back of it, will help keep them nice and sturdy. I use 2 mainly because I want to make sure that we have no issues in the future. So what I'm going to essentially do here is build a in-ground / above ground bed for this passion fruit. When it breaks down, it becomes nitrogen fertilizer, which helps it grow even faster. It also helps retain heat in the cooler months, so that way your plant doesn't have a lot of leaves that are dying. All right, so I'm about to work on the dirt mixture that I'm going to need to put underneath this passion fruit. So we're gonna mix some of this dirt, which is the potting soil and the black cow manure, together. And that's what we're gonna put underneath it, right above the green vegetation that we put as a bottom layer. All right, guys, so there you have it, right behind me. I got the trellis built, and the passion fruit is completely on this trellis. So this is where it's going to be growing from now on, and it's coming from down there. We built a little mound area and some vegetation and all of that, so hopefully we should be getting more results like this passion fruit here. We should be having a whole bunch more coming up here, because you can see there's flowers ready to go. All right, guys, so we are done here. We have been working all day on this. It feels like it, but not really. But we've been working on this pretty hard. As you can see, now the passion fruit is no longer in that pot that it used to be in. We built a little step around with some blocks, so that way we can add all kinds of nutrients to the dirt, like vegetation or whatever, in here. And now the passion fruit is going along this trellis, with the passion fruits most likely going to be hanging down from the vines. And there you have it. If you know anybody that wants to build one of these, share this with them. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment below. Let me know if this was helpful. And if it has been helpful, don't forget to subscribe. All right? See you guys later.